Um, I will request Mr. Clement to share the experience of addressing the trafficking issue in Pondicherry. Mr. Clement is from International Justice Mission. Yeah. Clement, unmute yourself, please. And
good morning to one and all present here, and it is such a joy to be part of this platform. I'm sorry I will not be able to turn on my video because the internet bandwidth is low due to some current issues. So as Roseanne shared, I'm just going to take in some thoughts from Advocate Roseanne's presentation. And Dr. Krishnan previously highlighted how civil societies together, when we work, we can eradicate this human trafficking issue from our communities. And previously, as Madam shared, Rushitra Gupta Madam shared about the need for a strong legislation to address this issue of human trafficking. So on the same lines, I would just like to draw our attention to some of our experience in addressing one of the sex trafficking case in Pondicherry, which happened last year. And just going to share our experience and also want to highlight some of the gaps that we found in addressing that particular case. So we learned from Bangladesh, one of an organization called Justice and Care, which works in Bangladesh. They work on sex trafficking issues, and they shared an information to IGM that there is a minor girl and a adult who's been forced into sex trafficking in Pondicherry. When addressing this case, we had very limited information. And when we started working, we saw that the network had a close connection between the lower police officials on the lower ranks being very in close contact with the traffickers, we all know. So we had the support of the higher rank officers, the IPS officers in Pondicherry. We worked along with Hope on this particular case, Joseph Victor sir and the team.
hello. Yeah.
So in the process, we took this case to the notice of the police officials in Pondicherry in October, and finally we were able to rescue the girl only in end of the November. See the time span in which after so much of pressure from DGP and also even from various judicial officers, we were finally able to rescue the girl only in November. So that time span to rescue that victim who was trapped took a very long time. And this was because the nexus between the traffickers and the officials was very strong, because in one of the police, when we were interacting with the police, they shared that, sir, that particular person is a very big shot. He normally runs a lot of sex tourism in Pondicherry. So we also learned in that process that some of the minor girls were also being forced into this particular exploitation. After a long, literally a long struggle, we finally rescued that girl from, with the support of the topmost official, we rescued that particular girl from the clutches of the trafficker. Our team had to involve the DLSA, the SLSA in Pondicherry, and finally, successfully, the girl was rescued. In this process, this is a cross-border trafficking case. The trafficker has, during when receiving the statement from the girl was saying she was from Kolkata, wherein her native is Bangladesh. So the trafficker has given a pseudo name for that girl, and she kept saying, "This is my name, this is my name," but that was not her original name. And the place from she was saying she was from Kolkata, but she was from Bangladesh. After a lot of, when our team, our women staff, when they started conversing with the girl, and they found out that when the trust was built, she was starting to open up that she was from Bangladesh, and how that trafficking network actually happened was, uh, they live on the border of Bangladesh and India. So they easily bribe the officials on the cross border, and then they enter into India. And through Kolkata, she was taken to Mumbai. Then from Mumbai, she was taken to Pondicherry. And this was a lot of places that they were taken to, exploited over and over and again. And finally, after so many months of struggle, the girl was finally rescued safely, and she was repatriated back to Bangladesh. In this process, one thing that we found out is, in Pondicherry, there was no proper shelter for rehabilitation. When a girl child or a woman is rescued from sex trafficking, there is no proper shelter home in Pondicherry for them to be housed and given care and protection, so that in that process, there is a lot happens in during the medical screening, and all of that happens in that process for them to feel that peace and comfort, because the trauma that they've gone through all these years, for them to get for them to help them to come out of that trauma. It was very challenging to understand that there was no proper shelter home that could cater the trafficking victims. If they need any shelter home, the next thing, they have to travel all the way to Chennai. This was the response from the officials in Pondicherry. So, as some of the demands that we want to just lay before this particular platform is, as Roseanne Advocate has rightly pointed out, the rehabilitation is very vital. And for them, at the time of post rescue, the need for the shelter homes to enable the process of healing from the trauma is very essential. So that is one gap that we saw. And also the next gap that we saw was the challenge was the nexus between the traffickers and the lower police officials. We still see a need for a lot of interventions in Pondicherry. Joseph Victor sir and all the other teams, we are in conversation on how we can work with the government to build the system in place to eradicate sex trafficking from Pondicherry. We have a very good, strong response from the police officials in Pondicherry. They have asked us to have a 1 month or a 6 month long drive in Pondicherry, wherein we can eradicate this issue from all walks of Pondicherry. So this particular official, when speaking to him, he said, "I want to make Pondicherry as a model to eradicate sex trafficking issue." So we want officials on those particular ranks who can collaborate with civil society organizations. Just government, just police cannot eradicate human trafficking. Together we are stronger. Government, police, civil society organizations, and the community members together, all of us together, we believe that we can make a huge difference and we can eradicate human trafficking from our lifetime. And also, as Madam has rightly pointed out, the need for the strong legislation to be in place. Yes, Section 370 is there to address these issues, but there is a strong need for a bill. This particular bill was lapsed in the Parliament last session, but we want this bill to be reintroduced. And this legislation particularly covers prevention, rescue, rehabilitation, and also the prosecution angle to address, to bring in an accountability on to bring in a deterrence and impunity in addressing these issues. So we believe that together we can eradicate, and as I shared before, together we are stronger. And Dr. Krishnan has rightly pointed out, collective efforts can create a huge impact in addressing this issue. Thank you.